Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. My name's Gwen and today I decided to draw some frogs and reflect on quitting my job to pursue life as an artist. For a while I've been telling myself that the actual job I have or end up in doesn't really matter, so long as it funds the things I actually want to do. Art, exercise, travelling, then it was worth it. Perks such as holidays, early starts and early finishes were desirable as they allowed me to have an income while being able to live the life I actually want to live outside of work. It made sense at the time, but now it just doesn't feel right. Dedicate my life to working for someone else just to enjoy the pauses in between? Nah. Who knows? I could be wrong and end up having to settle into a realistic career. But having just turned 25, I feel young, like I'm only just being released into the world. I did the full tutorial and now it's up to me. And at the very least, I should give it a try. Give betting on myself a try, regardless of if I find success. From a child, I've always enjoyed art, making things, sketching, painting, but it felt clear that I wasn't the artsy kid in the class. Regardless, it was always something I dabbled in, never really paying it much attention, just enjoying it. When I'm focused on drawing or building something, my mind is clear and I feel a deep sense of content. Despite this, art's never been a priority to me. Studying always came first. In the UK, at around 13 or 14, you have to pick your GCSE topics. And in my school, we got to pick one creative subject. I remember really enjoying a drama class and an art class, and then it felt like the very next week I had to just pick one thing. And I chose psychology, and I did really well in school. And part of that was that I studied really hard, more hard than I wish I had looking back. An unnecessary amount of stress for a bunch of grades that no one cares to look at. Anyway, throughout school, I did my sketches here and there, but I made sure to prioritise my studies. And as I got older, that continued all the way through university. But at university, it became clear that I really missed it. I was lucky enough to have friends who were excited to sit and create together. Despite this, at uni, it felt like if I had time to sit and paint for hours, then I had time to read papers or write essays. So throughout my university years, I consciously drew a lot less. I only did a handful of drawings or paintings across those 4 years. When I finally graduated, I bought myself a set of alcohol markers, specifically the ones that I'll be using today. I had painted with acrylic and watercolours before, but these were a gift to myself, almost a thank you to myself for getting back into art. I drew a lot more frequently, some weeks more than others, but an activity I always leaned towards. And that carried on after my degree until I started teaching. Hired without any experience but a science degree to teach GCSE and A-level students. Suddenly there was zero time to draw or train or read. I would teach, come home and have a nap, plan lessons, and then right back to teaching. The work itself was interesting and the students were hilarious, but at the cost of everything. And the best advice that I got was, this is what the first 2 years are like. Each day in that school felt like a week, and each week felt like a month, not just to me, but for all the teachers. I knew if I stayed, I'd fall apart. Without the time or energy to take care of my physical health or spiritual health, it could only be a matter of time, even with the 13 weeks holiday and early finishes. I worked for 3 weeks, handed in my notice, they found a replacement, and I was set free. I did learn something from teaching though, and it was that I have in me the ability to work damn hard It was demanding, and I met that demand head on. The actual job was fine. I quite enjoyed being a teacher. It was like going on a little side quest. Such a weird micro-environment to return to. But it wasn't worth my entire life, and it became clear that that's what it would have become for me. When I quit, I wasn't even sure what I was going to do, other than the fact that I wasn't going to be working for essentially £7 an hour to not have any time to do any of my hobbies. Art in particular. I just spent the last however long not making time to draw. And I've been so excited to get back into drawing more frequently just for me. To have a job take that away completely was horrible. The experience made it really clear that I don't want to be working my life away for someone else, and that you don't have to necessarily be great at something, like perfect at something, in order to start something. There's a lot of things that I've done or achieved in my life that would make me look quite confident, but it's like I only go for those things when I'm confident that I can do it. There are a lot of things I want to do or have wanted to do that I've let the fear of not being successful at it completely stop me from starting. Which is crazy, because the only known way to get better at something is to do it more often. Is to do it, and regardless of the results, do it again. That's the only way to get better at anything. Living without fear, it's not real. There's no such thing. But learning to live with fear can be liberating. Learning to live and be like, I know what this feeling is. Oh, I've heard these words of doubt before, and I'm okay, and I'm going to do it anyway. When we overcome fear, we can really get somewhere new. And overcoming fear doesn't mean living without it. It means knowing exactly what it is and taking that step forward regardless. To quote Frank Herbert, I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is a little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Now, it wouldn't be right to have this video without including some fun facts about frogs. And there are many fun facts to do. My favourite being the fact that in order to help them eat, they push their eyeballs into their body, and it helps push food like down their throat, which is absolutely insane. They also have eyes that can function independently of each other, so they can look both ways, which is cool. Keep an eye out on predators and keep the hunt on for some prey. Frogs are also known to be able to jump 20 times the length of their body, which is the equivalent of a human being jumping a football field, which is also crazy. So why frogs? I have no idea. I just think they look pretty cool, and I recently got a tattoo of one. I was going around for weeks telling people of my idea, a frog with a katana sword eating a bowl of ramen. I didn't even know what it looked like until I got him, and damn, he looks mighty fine. I've been obsessed with tattoos since I was like 15, and since turning 18, I've had at least 2 or 3 every year, and it's been such an amazing experience collecting tattoos. Initially, I thought it was about me coming up with these ideas or designs and collecting them on my body. But getting a tattoo is the coming together of at least 2 minds. Yours and the artist that brings those ideas to life. I've met so many great artists who really inspire me, both in what they create and also in how they live their life. The way that they prioritize doing what they love. I can see now how I've been conditioned to prioritize my education and then my career. But from today forth, I choose to prioritize the things I love, prioritize taking care of myself, and enjoying this wild thing we call life. Crazy how it took going back to school to see this. And although it was an unpleasant experience, I'm grateful for it. I think I needed to see what the other side looks like, and it scared me so much. It set me running in the opposite direction, towards doing what I love, towards finding a way to work for myself. I'm not entirely sure what this channel is going to be, but I'm excited to find out, and I hope you are too. See you in the next one.